and they're still keeping their own right now. As of course, Yakuzu has been doing a phenomenal job with his Pac-Man, as well as Rob coming out from HandballNat, who's also putting up some upset victories on his own, including Supergirl Kells. So
I feel like both these characters, from the moment they were dropped and released into this game, they have not faltered in their position in the tier list in the slightest. In fact, I believe they both rised up, not only with the prominence of players, but the amount of players that have been playing these characters.
Yep, some of the strongest zoners / trappers in the game. Absolutely.
Yep. Both S tier in their own right.
I actually remember back in the day with the when I was doing the first 10s.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. They were the first 10 so far only after. Actually, you went to game 19, which means they went to literally 9-9 before Yakuzu finally sealed it up. But I mean, how can you get much closer than that?
Exactly.
So really not a set I can really guess who's going to win.
But as we've seen this, though, we see a really early lead come out from Yakuzu, pulling out a lot of percentage. But that's like kind of the one issue of Pac-Man is I feel like if he doesn't have the right option, the right setup, he does not get the kill early enough.
That's it. So Yakuzu can definitely get stuck into a place where he just can't get the kill, and especially on a character with such a phenomenal recovery and weight like Rob, sometimes it can definitely pan out. You know, Rob effect is 180%, but you can't get that kill.
It's just going to be so difficult to see how far he can bring the stock weight. The apple still won't be enough, and that's another thing I'm talking about. It's like Pac-Man has a lot of really safe ways to kill and reliable options to get kills, but it's just you have to get them. It's so difficult, especially with a character like Pac-Man if you aren't ready. You have a lot of options to do it. Gets the back air right there, but it's just you can't get that. I feel like you can't get the cheese early enough in comparison to some characters where I feel like the top 10 kind of do, you know?
Absolutely. But and people have some cheese with them.
Yeah. And like people like to argue that Pac-Man is top 10 because he's got the tenacity, the viability to just like kind of camp out and wait out a bunch of people. So it's a matter of how well he can do it. Gets the grab into the hydrant, it still won't be enough. HandballNat though with this Rob still having a hard time even securing this kill because of the way that Yakuzu's playing. He's just not letting him in. Yeah,
that's the thing about Pac-Man too, is that obviously he kind of had the tools, same kind of tools in Smash 4, but they didn't quite pay off the way they do in Smash Ultimate. And the fact that he got some much more better frame data on his normals makes him at least decent up close as well. So he's not just like resort to do zoning entirely.
I'll just say this right now, from what I'm seeing, HandballNat seems to be kind of respecting Yakuzu a bit too much. Yakuzu's kind of running over him right now through everything that he's just been throwing out. I can't agree too much with this playstyle at the moment.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. But usually the way you want to play against Pac-Man, no matter what kind of playstyle you play, is to kind of be in his face because you don't want to have the time to set up his bonus fruit, set up his fire hydrant. You want to make sure you get him as uncomfortable as possible.
Oh, yeah, never let him just set in because right now, the way I've been seeing it, Yakuza's been dancing around HandballNat at this moment.
Yeah, so it's a stock show right now. Facing a full stock lead ahead right now is Yakuzu.
And Yakuzu, you see, he's practicing his shield pressure, he's practicing his turtling. He's not going to like commit too hard to any one thing, not going to overextend when it hurts him. Because this is kind of what is the bane of some Pac-Man players, is that in those moments they really, really have a hard time like holding back and just waiting to hold in. They just have to hold back or stand still, whichever of the two works.
True.
HandballNat right though seems to be flourishing in this moment. That was a really close option right there. Gets the down air right after. A little tap dance.
Yeah,
Bell
he's
is
still
out.
kind of focusing. A lot of Robs kind of fall back on that laser and the gyro, but like Yakuza's just not biting, so he's not getting too much mileage off it. And in turn, okay. And in turn, he's letting himself get off so much things himself. Oh my God, no fear for the gyro. I would have died right there. But no, actually catches it in midair like a champion he is.
I like to think that it's actually a really reliable aerial to like catch projectiles with because of like how quick and fast it is.
That's it. So it's not like you're dying for using it. You're not committed too hard to it. I guess the side B, that could be a huge punish with his own gyro.
Oh my God, catches the roll. Yakuzu with the patience. So what I'm talking about, Yakuzu not like running around it, but is just patient, waits, and watches his opponent more than anything.
Yeah, that's what I like about Yakuzu a lot is that, yes, he plays Pac-Man, which kind of usually plays his own game, trying to set up traps and do like that stuff. But the fact that he's also good in the neutral and getting those reads as well helps him a lot in his playstyle.
That's what happens when you're a student of Venom, I guess.
That is true.
Yeah, but like before the days of Metafy and whatnot, Yakuzu was actually kind of like really wanted to get in the upper echelon to decide I want to be one of those players that is a threat at this point. And threat he is. He got put on the Montreal PR and proved himself to be of the upper echelon of Montreal. Right now, I feel like he's on the PR. I feel like he's broken that glass ceiling as like a new player of a starting out and whatnot. But now at this point, the next glass ceiling is I want to beat the top 5.
That's what I love, and that's what really made me sure I had an eye on this kid when it's seeing us going up in the ranks. Is because usually when people say like I want to beat Venom, or like I want to beat Gals, I want to be the top players in the region. No, he said he wanted to not beat Smoke. He wanted to destroy Smoke. He wanted to like JV for him. I'm like, wow. Yeah, you go, kid.
It's the ambition, the flames of ambition. It is the fire that is in them. It's anime as it may be, anime protagonist syndrome as it may be.
Oh, Yakuzu is definitely an anime protagonist. He's rocked some of the anime pictures before, too.
Oh, dude. I ain't gonna forget the amount of times he's run the Hokage friggin' the Hokage gear on Pac-Man.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like he's definitely a fun person to watch because when you feel like when he loses, like you feel like those sad times like you would in like an anime or like the sad times in those arcs.
Cue the sad Naruto flute.
Legitimately, honestly, and then when he wins, like you feel legitimately good.
Oh, Bell out. Trying to get an option right here. This time, HandballNat, I think, might have heard us, but until we get an opening from Yakuzu, and now we're going to see maybe a bit of a closer game.
That was nice. There was no projectile shenanigans there. That was just a nice late hit up air into the back air, setting up perfectly.
And I like the way Yakuzu's playing right now. It's like he's still dancing, but is more reserved in this game. Kind of keeping himself open, lulling him into it. Ooh.
That was a good laser. Yeah, the laser angle up was good because, yeah, the fire hydrant has been coming out quite a bit.
This is what I'm talking about. You see that hydrant, and, like, Nat wanted to use it to his advantage, but the Yakuza's like, I'm just going to chill below ledge. You can't edge guard me. Oh, my God, just raw. Just go for it.
It looks raw for sure, but if worst case, he would be off stage. He wasn't going to get punished for it like he did the last time.
Man, why did they change Pac-Man's up tilt to that?
I don't know. Yeah, it was great. He did, like, a little headbutt. That would have been huge, like DDD.
It was a proper, good anti-air, I feel. And now they changed it to like a very situational anti-air.
Yeah, I find it's actually probably his worst move, without question.
Yep. It's either that or dash attack. Like, okay, I don't understand why.
Dash attack is incredible. It has no lag.
It doesn't have that much lag, but then we get a stock away. My problem with it being it's on a zoner.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like Mega Man's worst move is his dash attack because it's on him. Because it's on a zoner.
For sure, because I feel like anyone else would love that kind of dash attack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Combo
look at that.
There's some nice little combo right there, especially with that stock lead. All this is gravy.
Trying for something right there. Just going to go retreat below ledge. This is what I'm talking about with Yakuzu. He's okay to bide his time and just wait and understand what he needs to do. Call it camping if you might, dude. Every zoner is trying to bide their time.
There's a difference between like camping and like doing proper zoning.
Yeah.
And what's funny too is like, yeah, in some situations camping is bad, but I don't know, in Ultimate I find it so methodical. There's always a purpose to it.
Oh, my goodness.
God. Is he going to come back on? He does, and clips HandballNat on the way up. Just racking on more damage and more damage. This is the point he can afford to play like really reckless.
Be careful. HandballNat.
We got to see. He has one shot at this.
He's got the cheese tag for a reason.
That is true. I've seen many a person succumb to the side B off stage in the worst position.
And this is rage-induced, don't forget.
That is true. And you know the situation, it's pretty much his last ditch effort. He's got to go for it. And he gets that back air. Will that do it? It does. And a clean 2-0 victory coming from Yakuzu. Just steal that man's water. Okay.
I was going to ask him to hand me one. But Yakuzu with the 2-0, moving on to winner's quarters.
Oh, you love to see it. Basically minimum 9th place today and coming to the winner's side.
Oh, yeah. Really and that's another glass ceiling that I'm talking about. Yakuzu, I feel he just needs that one, too. As I feel like at regionals and whatnot, he has yet to break the glass ceiling of top 8.
Well, let's see that.